On this edition of Caps 13 News, students protest a visitor to the Pittsburg State campus. And a new downtown Pittsburg coffee house is making things hot. Also, the Pittsburg State football team sinks a Miners Bowl win. All that and more coming up here on Caps 13 News.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of Caps 13 News. I'm Javier Luna.
And I'm Emely Flores. The sound of laughter is being heard throughout campus.
But first, the Pittsburg community shows off its art. An exhibit from PSU Permanent Collection puts works on public display for the first time. The Harry Krug Art Gallery in Porter Hall presents highlights from its diverse permanent collection of works of art, most of which have been donated over the years by local collectors, contemporary artists, and faculty members, curated by Museum of Art Director Rona McBain and PSU art historian Dr. Lee Lin Seng. The current presentation includes a range of artists from paintings, prints, photographs, and sculptures. Called the Collector's Choice, American Abstraction and Pop Art in Pittsburgh, McBain said she hopes it is the first exhibit of many to use the permanent collection. The exhibit will be on display until January 8th of 2016.
Students tried to turn a controversial topic into something positive this week in the Oval. This Tuesday and Wednesday, a man by the name of Brother Matt once again visited the Pittsburg State campus. Students gathered in the Oval and to hear and argue with their yearly visiting pastor, Brother Matt. Brother Matt has been preaching his words of controversy for 6 to 7 years on the campus. Starting from last year, students have been coming up with creative ideas to help guide their fellow students' attentions away from his negative preaching by making signs, singing songs, and preaching against his harsh criticism on mainly religious-based issues and views, plus discussing politics, military, and ethnicity.
He's more of a disgrace to Christianity. He just really is here for the money and wants on him, which goes completely against the Bible, and just when the Bible clearly states that any Christian that loves Christ will go through the pain and suffering of no matter what the cost is, if it's broken legs or just your life.
Like if you just ignore them, they'll go away. They might stand out there for a little bit, but they'll go away. And if we feed into this, it's just fueling their fire even more. And it's just not something that, I'm about. And I hope other students will kind of join in and just ignore him.
PSU had a special guest coming to town last night as comedian Cameron Esposito paid the campus a visit. Cameron has appeared on the Conan O'Brien Show and the Late Night Show with Craig Ferguson. Her animated personality and hilarious jokes entertained many in the Crimson and Gold Ballroom of the Overman Student Center. Students pled in to listen to Cameron tell funny stories that focus on her childhood, sexuality, and other life aspects of her being a lesbian comedian. The event was hosted by the Gorillas Activities Board.
PSU students now have the ability to plug in while lounging in the newly renovated and expanded Overman Student Center. Part of the $16 million addition is better access to power through charging stations built into furniture. This is a small change that officials say brings big benefits to students. The outlets can be found in various ottomans in the upper level of the Overman Student Center. Not only do the ottomans have outlets for power cords, but they have USB ports for phone chargers as well. The university also added pop-up power units in meeting rooms that include outlets for USB, electrical, and Ethernet and media.
A former president plans to visit the PSU campus. Austin Greco has more.
This past Tuesday, Pittsburg State University President Steve Scott announced the establishment of Endowed Speakers Series have designed a plan to bring nationally prominent speakers and innovators to our beautiful campus. The inaugural speaker in the Lee Scott Speaker Series will be none other than Bill Clinton. We went around the campus to get some student opinions on seeing Mr. Clinton.
I think it's great that Mr. Clinton is coming to speak at the H. Lee Scott Speaker Symposium. I think it'd be a great opportunity not only for the students and the adults in the community, but it'd also give the opportunity for everyone to see someone who has been in the national spotlight. Also, it'll give the Pittsburgh community a little bit more recognition compared to the other colleges around the nation and other big towns.
Clinton is the founder of the Clinton Foundation and the 42nd President of the United States of America. The The presentation will be Monday, November 23rd at 4 p.m.
I'm excited to see Mr. Clinton speak. He's a former president. He's actually my third favorite president because I like Lincoln and George Washington, but I know that he helped out the economy back in the late 90s, so it's going to be interesting to see him speak.
Seeing Clinton in person should be a great experience, so I hope to see you there. For Caps 13 News, I'm Austin Greco.
Coming up, a casino deal is in the works, but there seems to be some red tape.
And Pittsburgh apartment buildings have higher than normal vacancies this November. Keep it right here.
See this dog? He looks happy enough, right? Yeah, happy for a dog in a dog shelter. For a dog without a loving owner, I suppose it looks happy. These cats also look pretty happy. And this cat just doesn't even look like it cares at all. Do what this person's doing and put a leash on a dog and take it home. So come adopt an animal, whether it's a dog or a cat, or even this rabbit. But please adopt it because you want to, not because you're being guilt-tripped by Sarah McLachlan. Adopt a pet at your local SPCA or Humane Society.
Are you afraid that your child might have dyslexia or a reading difficulty? If so, you're not alone. 1 in 5 children experience reading failure. Your child might have dyslexia or a reading difficulty if he or she sounds out the first part of a word and guesses the rest of it, avoids reading, is falling behind his or her class in reading, or hates to read out loud. We know how much parents and teachers worry about their children and students who are experiencing reading difficulty. Complete the online assessment with your child at readingscreening.org.
Welcome back. For rent signs everywhere. If you drive around town, you'll probably notice for rent signs in the front yards of different houses and apartment complexes. If you are a student living on campus in the dorms or Crimson Commons and you want to find a place to live off campus next year, now may be the time to start looking around. There are a number of different apartment complexes, duplexes, and houses for rent around Pittsburgh. The best ways to find them are to just drive around the town or look up places to rent online. Some of the companies that have rental homes and apartments include ProX Property, Pitt Realty, and The Edge. Their websites have information on different rental properties, including prices, amenities, utility information, and much more.
Construction on a new casino near Pittsburgh is still on hold because of an ongoing lawsuit over the bidding process on the project. Last June, the Kansas Racing and Gaming Commission awarded the Kansas Crossing Casino a contract to build a casino adjacent to Highway 69 and 160 in Crawford County. The developers began construction on the project, but soon after a lawsuit from a group hoping to build a casino in Cherokee County halted construction. The Cherokee County group has alleged the bidding process for the contract was unfair and the proposal for their casino is more feasible than the Crawford County project. The state of Kansas gave the owners of Kansas Crossing Casino a 90-day extension to open the casino to accommodate the legal delays. According to a study conducted by the state, the new casino is expected to earn more than $35 million a year. On Wednesday, November 11th, Pittsburg State University will host a Veterans Day ceremony at the PSU Veterans Memorial. The ceremony will begin at 10 a.m. and the keynote speaker will be Jay O'Farrell, a teacher at Meadowlark Elementary School in Pittsburgh. O'Farrell was a member of the Kansas National Guard from 1997 to 2013 and is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. The theme of the ceremony is Lessons of Service and will involve students from every 6th grade class across Pittsburgh along with PSU President Steve Scott.
If you're looking for the best place to get coffee in the state of Kansas, then you're in luck, because Root Coffee House is just down the road.
On the corner of Broadway and 8th Street sits a small coffee house. Root Coffee House is more than it seems, selling not just coffee but other tasty items such as smoothies, hot chocolate, ice cream, sandwiches, jams, jellies, and so many more delicious food and drink items that it might make your mind explode if you try thinking of all of them at once. But not only do these edible items taste lovely, they come as gluten-free and non-GMO. That's not bad for the short amount of time they've been open.
So I work at Root Coffee House. I'm a barista. We've been open about a month now. I really like it personally, even though not just because I work here, but I feel like it's a place that a lot of college students can come, and it's a chill atmosphere, and it's a good place to study.
And who wouldn't want to study in a coffee shop whose jams and jellies are locally produced by clean family orchards? Even if you're not in the mood to study, you can come in for one of their open mic nights and read poetry or sing a song while playing a guitar.
I had wanted to start a coffee shop for a long time. I feel like that was something that Pittsburgh was really lacking, especially in the downtown area. More than anything, I just wanted to provide a place for people to go that is not a bar. I mean, there are plenty of bars, but you know, if you're in middle school, you're in high school, or really if you just don't want to go to a bar, there aren't a lot of places to gather in Pittsburgh. So I just wanted to give people that option.
And give people that option she did. Root Coffee House is not only a locally owned small business, but their coffee drinks are also, for the most part, cheaper than Starbucks, and unlike Starbucks, Root Coffee House doesn't have strange Italian words for the drink sizes. Overall, this coffee shop has loads of potential ahead of itself, so if you're ever around the Pittsburgh area, stop by and check out Root Coffee House. For Caps 13, I'm Trey Brown.
For more information, find them on Facebook or on Twitter at Root Coffee House.
Coming up next, we'll lace up our bowling shoes and PSU students overcome the odds to follow their dreams. Stay with us.
Students have spoken and the university has answered. Pittsburg State is the first four-year Regent institution in Kansas to go completely tobacco-free.
As we've done in the past, faculty, staff, and students have partnered together to better our campus with new initiatives and traditions.
So do the gorilla thing. Keep our campus a healthy, sustainable, and respectful place for all.
Visit www.pittstate.edu/tobacco-free for more info.
It took a lot for me to get here. Why would I mess it up by drinking and driving?
I don't want to spare you any of the details on this next story because it's sure to be a strike. Caps 13 Brian McHugh has more.
For all Pitt State students searching for a fun way to enjoy themselves with nighttime entertainment, you're in luck. I spoke with JDO and the manager of Holiday Lanes in Pittsburgh, and he explained why bowling is the perfect activity to start your night off with a bang.
One of the kind of the misconceptions in bowling, especially while the school season's going on, we do league bowling. We do co-ed leagues, we do men's leagues, we do ladies leagues. And the misconception seems to be that, especially students, they think that you have to be really good at bowling in order to be in a league, and that's really not how bowling works. Bowling's handicapped, similar to like golf. The handicap helps even the playing field, if you will. If I had to say kind of the last thing to the state students, you know, after that hard day, maybe a test you've been students studying their ear off for, bring those frustrations out here and take it out on these bowling pins. You know, as we say, go bowling.
State students must overcome day-to-day obstacles, but for some, the obstacles pose an even larger challenge. Javier Luna has more.
We all have challenges in life. The challenge of catching the ball in midair and running toward the end zone if you're a football player. The challenge of hitting your notes at the right time if you are a musician in the band. The challenge of making a good grade on that midterm. But those are the obvious challenges. What about the ones that are not so obvious? The hidden challenges. Those that require extra effort in life. Walking across PSU campus, would you be able to tell just by looking at someone if they had a hidden challenge? Krista Hightower is one of those students.
I am a transfer junior at Pitt State. It's my first semester. I am a communications major with an emphasis on theater, and I minor in photography and creative writing. Most people don't know that I have type 1 diabetes. It was just 7 months ago I got diagnosed. So now I have to take insulin. I take 2 types of insulin. I take a short-acting insulin with meals, and I have to check my blood at every meal. So that's 2 needles.
Krista does not let her condition stop her from following her passions or pursuing her dreams. Tylee Baumgartner is another student who knows about the hidden challenges life can throw at you.
And I'm a senior here at Pitt State. I'll be graduating in about a month and a half. I'm a communication major with a Photo J emphasis and a minor in graphic design. And for the better part of this semester, I have been wearing a heart monitor. Being a senior in college is stressful enough as it is, with your class load, getting ready to graduate, going into the real world, let alone having a heart monitor on top of that with the added stress of, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? You know.
Pitt State has a center for student accommodations to assist students with these types of challenges. Faculty and staff knowing the special medications or procedures required to manage certain conditions can help lessen the burden on these students while attending school. Krista and Tylee and other students go about their lives dealing with the challenges we all face, plus a lot more. So the next time you get frustrated with the daily grind, think about the hidden challenges that the person who just sat down next to you could have. It may just make your day a little easier. With CAPS 13, I'm Javier Luna.
If you are a student with a hidden challenge that requires special medication or procedural measures, contact the Center for Student Accommodations at Res Hall and get a little help with the challenge.
With their rivals, the Lions, on an All Hallows Eve.
And the PSU basketball team faces the Jayhawks. Stick around.
Welcome back. For your Caps 13 sports update, I'm Serena Furney. On Saturday, Halloween Day, the Pitt State Gorillas hosted their rivals, the Missouri Southern Lions, at Carney Smith Stadium. The Lions were back in Pittsburgh after beating the Gorillas the last time they played at Carney Smith Stadium. The Lions hoped for the same outcome. First play of the game, the Lions kick off to Slide Nordic for the freshman from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Nordic cuts right through the middle to take it all the way to the end zone for the 100-yard kickoff return. First possession of the game for the Lions, and quarterback TJ Fleeton throws the interception to PSU's Jonathan Gilkey for the 6 to put up the Gorillas 14-0. End of the first quarter, the handoff is to running back Michael Rose for the easy score, Gorillas up 21-0. Attempting the swing pass to Marquise Cushan, but is read perfectly by linebacker E.J. McKenzie for the first score of the game for the Lions. Going into the half, the Gorillas had the commanding lead 21-7. Coming out of the half, Thomas LePage would find number 88, Kyle Schwartz, for the easy touchdown. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, LePage finds his wide receiver, Marcus Copeland, to put the Gorillas up 33-14. 6 minutes left to go in the contest. LePage hands off the running back, Jeff Siebold, right up the cut to give Pitt State their final touchdown of the game, going on to win 41-14. The Gorillas travel to take on Central Missouri this week. Pitt State faced off against the Kansas Jayhawks in the exhibition game last night at the historic Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Pitt State started out the game strong, playing with KU for the majority of the first half, but KU came on strong towards the end of the half, going into the locker room with a 46-28 lead. The Jayhawks opened it up from there and went on to win 89-66. Josiah Gustafson led the Gorillas with 20 points. The loss, and Perry Ellis led with the Jayhawks with 22 points. After losing their final road game of the season, the Pitt State volleyball team will have 2 matches this coming weekend at the John Lance Arena. After losing to 15th-ranked Central Oklahoma team on Tuesday, the PSU volleyball team will be hosting 4 final home games of the season. This Friday, the Gorillas will host Southwest Baptist starting at 7 p.m. The next day, the Missouri Southern Lions will make the short trip from Joplin for a 4 o'clock contest. The volleyball team will be hosting Washburn and Emporia State next weekend. The World Series champs arrived in Kansas City on Monday afternoon, and 24 hours later, they were rolling down the streets of Kansas City in the back of pickup trucks in front of 800,000 fans. The parade celebration started at noon at the Sprint Center and ended at the Union Station, where the rally was held for the team to thank the fans of Kansas City for all their support during this season. It took fans hours to get downtown and parked for the parade. Some were desperate enough that they even parked on the side of highways and walked from there to the parade, and others were sitting on top of trees and billboards and other crazy spots to get a nice view with the amount of people that were there. That does it for your Caps 13 sports update. Coming up next, we'll see a class that will get you off the couch and into your skinny jeans.
Gorilla Activities Board, we're the event planning group on campus. We used to be Student Activities Council.
The Gorilla Activities Board seeks to plan as many student-friendly events on campus as possible. Besides the name and logo change, the Gorilla Activities Board also has a brand new office located on the first floor of the Overman Student Center. A few events the Gorilla Activities Board was responsible for includes movie nights, guest speakers, and bringing in hypnotists to campus. All of these events are free to PSU students with a Gorilla card. They are extremely convenient as these events are all on Pittsburg State campus. Come check them out. After all, they have a ball pit and usually have free food. For additional information and event planning, you can follow them on Twitter at Pitt State GAB.
If you're looking for a class to help you get in shape next semester or looking to switch up your workout routine, the Student Recreational Center may have just what you need.
I teach aptitude class on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 4:30. I've been teaching abs, glutes, and thighs for 3 semesters. My class is what it sounds like. We do different variations of abs, glutes, and thighs workouts. Lots of lunges, squats, crunches, and pretty much everything else under the book. My class is typically high intensity, but I do give substitute workouts to students who need lower intensity. So the intensity varies. It can be high or low, whichever my student needs it to be. Nope, equipment is supplied in my class, so all you gotta bring is your workout clothes and yourself.
This class is located upstairs in the Student Recreational Center just to the left of when you walk up the stairs. Students are able to take this class without enrolling this semester. All you have to do is show up. Students are also free to take this class without enrolling next semester, or they can enroll and take it for a credit hour.
That does it for this week's edition of CAPS 13 News. For more or for archived episodes, visit the Pittsburg State website and search Broadcasting.
Also, visit us on Twitter at CAPS_13. Stay tuned to CAPS 13 for more great programming.